sure you want to do it. I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay. That's all I'm doing. That's it. So I was on my computer last night using Microsoft Word, and it froze on me, and I tried to exit out, but nothing happens. So I clicked it like 20 more times, and then finally it closes out, and I got a dialog box that pops up saying, Microsoft Word has experienced a problem. Would you like to send an error report? And then there's two options, send or don't send. Does anyone ever click send? Does Microsoft employ a team of monkeys working around the clock handling these error reports and solving them? So anyway, I clicked send error report, and you get a confirmation number. It says use this number when you call Microsoft. So I did. And what I didn't realize is, you know how people always struggle to come up with words that start with certain letters so they know what the person's trying to say? How come no one ever does that for numbers? So I'm like, the monkey answered, and he's like, what's your confirmation number? I'm like, it's B as in boy, M as in monkey, 3 as in 3,360, no, 67, oh wait, it doesn't matter for numbers. Who here voted for Obama yesterday? So anyway, I actually wanted Romney to win, so I was a little bit upset. And so people asked, what are you going to do? So I said, I'm going to leave the country. I'm like, well, where are you going? I'm like, Guatemala. They're like, why Guatemala? That's a poor country. I'm like, well, they have to ship the Romney wins t-shirt somewhere. Anyone go trick-or-treating on Halloween? Yeah. One guy. So I was always wondering, all these kids go around to people's houses asking the same question, and they always get the same answer, and they only want one answer, so why even ask the question? So I'll tell you why. When I was a little kid, I was going from door to door. I knocked on this one guy's door, and he answered the door. It was this guy, balding, in his 50s, wearing a wife beater, potato chip crumbs on his stomach. I'm like, trick or treat. He's like, trick, I'm a pedophile. Get the fuck in here. So a couple other comedians were talking about online dating. My first online date didn't really go too well. It lasted 15 seconds, but it took me 150 seconds to figure out what happened. This girl comes up to me. She's like, are you Oren? I'm like, yeah. Are you Jessica? She's like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm not Jessica. Chances. Then the second date went a little bit better. This girl comes up to me and she's like, are you Oren? I'm like, yeah. Are you Jessica? She's like, yeah. I'm like, how'd you know it was me, Oren? She's like, well, you're holding a fucking sign with my name written on it in Sharpie mark like they do in the airport, so I'm not going to mistake you for someone else. Anyway, I watch a lot of sports on TV, and what really annoys me is the sideline reporters. They always ask the same fucking questions, and they always get the same answer every time. Well, so they're asking people, like, let's say, a star quarterback after he wins the championship. So how does it feel? It's all right. Wasn't everything it was made out to be. This is the pinnacle feeling achievement in the sport. I chose the wrong fucking profession. How many sections are there again in the CPA exam? 4? Okay. And what do you have to say to your fans who supported you throughout the season? We would have won with or without them. We didn't really need them. And what about all the adversity you overcame this season? How were you able to overcome all the adversity? Honestly, we didn't face any adversity. And if we did, we would have been fucked, because we only practiced game situations where every single thing was going our way. So now I want to talk about another subject. Everyone likes to talk about death. I was watching the news, and just to give you an example, you know how when a relative dies, and then let's say their brother has a big event coming up, and they say, oh, are you going to still go through the big event? And they'll usually say, oh yeah, my brother would have wanted me to. So I was watching the news, and this guy's brother was murdered. And his brother, who they're interviewing, was getting married that weekend. And the news reporter asked, are you going to still go through with the wedding, or are you going to postpone it? He's like, no, he wouldn't wanted me to. No, he fucking wouldn't. He want you to grieve for him. Piece of shit of a sibling. Then, speaking of death, I'm wondering, is it supposed to make it okay for people, and they'll be okay with the news no matter what? If you're going to tell them a close relative just died, make sure they're sitting down first. And if they're sitting down first, they'll be okay with whatever you say. Hey, David, are you sitting down? Yeah. Your brother was murdered last night. Okay. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sitting down. If I was standing up, it would have been pretty tragic, so thanks for the heads up. But then I was thinking, well, let's say you forget to warn them. David, your brother was murdered last night. Oh my God, if only I was sitting down. Oh, also, I was watching, when the Giants won the Super Bowl, by the way, they were interviewing Eli Manning. For those of you who don't know, he's the star quarterback of the Giants. And they asked him, how does it feel to be champions? He's like, yeah, world champions. I'm like, world champions? They don't play football in any other country. The only time that would make sense is if you saw, after we defeated the Nazis, the U.S. military celebrating 2-time World War champions. So, one of my friends just died. He didn't really, it's just for my... my friend John died, and they asked me to speak at his wedding. At his wedding, sorry. Because he's really not dead, that's where I went. They asked me to speak at his funeral, and I was wondering, it's ridiculous how you go to everyone's funeral and you listen to the eulogies. How is it possible that every single person who ever died was the nicest and best person ever? That's only reserved for one person. So I just got out there and I was honest. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys today about John. He's a good friend of mine, but let me be honest, he's a fucking asshole. Even if it was freezing outside, he wouldn't give you the shirt off his back. And you know how they say those people, when they would go into a room, it would light up and everyone would gravitate towards them? John walked into a room, people would turn off the lights and leave. Anyway, so I was riding the subway the other day, and why do people try to rush onto the train before you can get off? Doesn't that not make sense? So anyway, everyone rushes off, but then when they get to the stairs, it looks like they're looking up a fucking Mount Everest. Like you want to help them out, give rope, oxygen mask, and gloves. But I'm thinking, for some of these people, it doesn't even matter. They're so fat, they take up 2 seats on the train. Excuse me, did you swipe your Metro card twice? No, I don't think so. So get the fuck up. What? What was that? No, don't complain to me about the airlines wanting to start charging you for 2 seats. You'll get 2 meals with that as well. Also, I was wondering, shouldn't there be a numerical limit to how much effort you could say you put into something? 100%, okay. 110%, 1,000%? Where do we draw the line? So this guy goes in for an interview, and one of the questions he gets asked is, so if you got this job, how much effort would you put into it? 110%, I give it my all. It's like, oh, okay. Interview goes to his boss, he's like, should we hire him? He said 110%. His boss says, fuck no, let's hire the guy who said 1,000%. You could just pay him the same salary and get nearly 10 times the productivity. And then I'm thinking, how do you even get to 110%? That's hard to even calculate in your head. It's like, okay, you did a good job this year. But you said you were going to do 110%. You did a perfect job, so that's 100%. So where are we going to get the extra 10%? Well, actually, my mother-in-law's in the office today, and she lives 10 miles away. So drive her a mile, let her walk the other 9 miles, and we'll call that the extra 10%. Anyway, I go to a lot of stand-up comedy myself, and I noticed that a lot of the comedians, even the really good ones, unfortunately, don't really have a good way to close their act. All right, you guys have been great. I got to run.
Let's give it up for Oren class and see us name on stage, everybody.